I think I may have found one of the weirdest anime movies out there. And it's called Mind Game. And what if I told you that there's meaning behind all of this, that it's not just weird and dumb just for the heck of it, but if you just give it a chance, I feel like this movie from 2004 doesn't deserve to get lost in time as it has. So how about you sit back and get comfortable, because I'm Frank, your club host for today, and let's get into it. If we're going to get into this weird psychedelic trip of a movie, then we're going to start all the way from the beginning, right from the get-go. The year is 1992, and a young artist with a fresh arts degree, Masaaki Yuasa, joins his first animation team, helping animate the long-running anime Shin-chan. Yuasa was a humble man, working for Shin-chan for a little over a decade, until he felt like he was ready to leave the nest. But the thing is, deep down, he's always wanted to express himself in the most unexpected way possible. So when he felt ready, he approached Studio 4 Degrees for his directorial debut. And what a debut it was. This movie that we're talking about today, Mind Game, was his very first movie that he helped produce, direct, and animate. He was heavily involved. This was his passion project. And this weird-ass movie gone on to win many awards. It was very well received for its time. It won the grand prize at the Japan Media Arts Festival in 2004, outranking nominees even such as Howl's Moving Castle, which is such a beloved classic to us. After that, he eventually grew to become such a well-respected legend, working on things such as Devil Man Crybaby, Space Dandy, and Adventure Time? What? Yeah, I was always equally as surprised to find out that he played a part in Adventure Time as well. More specifically, Cartoon Network invited him just to help out with one episode, Season 6, Episode 2, Food Chain, to be exact. And, well, if you already know Yuasa and his style, it's actually not so surprising to see that he definitely worked on this. It's trippy as hell. So if you're familiar with all these examples, and you're familiar with Yuasa, you start noticing a very distinct theme. Now, one, they're all trippy as hell. They're just a psychedelic trip in their own. But at the same time, if you really look deep inside of it, I feel like Yuasa has a very unique perspective on life and the meaning that we give it. And I feel like even though he's had a touch in so much legendary work, I genuinely believe that Mind Game is his best example. It is his best work that he was able to express himself the most. And yet, after a little over 20 years, it looks like it's been lost in time. So I thought I'd help make a video on it to help bring some light to this weird movie that you should be given a chance. It was a very stunning movie. Honestly, it left me speechless. I think it's very open to interpretation as well. So let's interpret it. I'm going to mention now that we're going to get into some spoilers, all right? It is a 21-year-old movie. You've had the time. You've had the chance. But it's free on YouTube. You could watch it. I'll put a link in the description. And, I sure hope it doesn't get taken down because there's no way else to watch the movie. The first thing I want to point out is near the start of the movie, there's a montage that seems to appear like what it's like to go through life. There are happy times, there are sad times, there's romance, and there's heartbreak. I think the original purpose was to help introduce our main characters and what led them to where they are now. But I also think it's meant to be relatable to the audience. I think the audience is meant to find situations in their lives that they could relate to, such as the heartbreak and the sad times. Life could be kind of hard for us sometimes, huh? In one of the many flashing scenes that pass by, there's a little cell phone that reads with a message: "Your life is a result of your own decisions." I think this is meant to represent what our main character Nishi feels at the beginning of the movie. Nishi is like full of regret because he genuinely loves Mion and he always regrets not actually pursuing her. You know, back in high school, they exchanged love letters, but he never had the courage to take it a step further. And slowly over time, he feels worthless, like he's not worthy of Mion. And he blames all his past decisions leading him up to this point. Towards the end of the movie, after the characters have been through so much, I'm skipping over a lot here, but hear me out. There's another montage. In fact, it feels just about the same about what it's like going through life, except it feels different. It feels more inspiring. The scenes are changed ever so slightly. And for example, that scene where the cell phone flashes the message, the text has changed. And it's changed to, the story has never been to the end. I feel like this symbolizes that, yeah, your life now is the result of the decisions that you made. But so what? You're still going. You can still make different choices. You're still alive. You can still feel what's happening right now. You have no idea where life's actually going to take you. This second montage is meant to show you that you're not meant to fear all the negative things that could happen in life. I really like this random line that Nishi drops in the middle of the movie. Fear takes a shape you're willing to give it. The montage is actually showing you all the possibilities of where life could take you. You could become an artist, a swimmer, a bodybuilder. You could start a family. You could even die a lonely death. Good things aren't guaranteed after all. But that's the point. You can think and plan as much as you can, but you can never truly know what's waiting for you. Nothing at all is guaranteed, except for the fact that you can always feel what's happening to you right now at any given time. And that's an underrated privilege that we tend to forget sometimes. Most of the movie is spent inside the mouth of a whale in the company of Ji-san, an old man who's been trapped there for 30 years himself, which I think is meant to represent what life might feel like if everything was guaranteed. You have good food and shelter all the time, nothing to worry about. At first, our cast of characters interpret the situation like a fun adventure, but you inevitably come to the realization that adventures are only fun because you eventually get to go home. Once it starts setting in that they might never go home again, depression takes over. The fun stops. They stop eating. And even though the old man tries to console everyone because he went through the same thing himself, nothing seems to get through to them. They need to make the first step themselves, and what helps them eventually make that first step is first realizing how cool it is to even be alive. I think Yuasa is trying to tell us here that this is the foundation that we all need to have when we're going through life. Even the smallest and most meaningless things can be appreciated. Ji-san is introduced as a crazy old man, but if you give him a chance to listen to his words, he boasts how he not only survived all this time, but lived. He can swim, catch things, walk. He can see. Seawater's salty. The place stinks. But it gives him joy. Would you rather lie around doing nothing, or would you rather feel alive? Which is more fun? I think that's a really interesting interpretation. We all have the opportunity to experience it, but sometimes we forget to appreciate the little things that's right in front of us right now. Despite all the characters coming to realize this, deep down, they're still not truly content with being inside the whale, and that's a good thing. Being inside the whale represents that nothing in life will change so long as you don't want it to change. You need to ride a new wave. You need to keep going. You need to keep moving. There's so much more to experience in life. The scene that struck me the most was towards the end when they decided that it was time to take life in their own hands. Time to escape the whale. The others try to push the topic away at first, saying that life is tough out there. But the one who was considered to be the least motivated person in life was the one to drop the most inspiring line. See, it's not about success, dying in the streets, who's better, who's not. I just want to be a part of it. I realize that even if I've got no connections, no talent, even if I'm one big loser, I want to use my hands and feet to think and move, to shape my own life. We can die here or we can try. Let's see what we got. And those words are put into action immediately when they're escaping the whale. It is quite the inspiring scene to watch. Everyone might laugh at this weird scene, wondering why a whale is eating a diet consisting of a tank, airplanes, and even skyscrapers. Wait, is it a coincidence that there's a plane and a skyscraper? Okay, let's not look too deep into that. The point of this scene was not meant to be realistic, obviously, but it's meant to be symbolic. And I believe it represents that you can't just give up, no matter how impossible it looks or how unlucky you might feel. You must grab onto anything and use everything you have to keep going. Even if that means stepping on a fish, grabbing the very atoms to pull yourself, or even fart as hard as you can to propel yourself forward even a tiny bit. It doesn't matter what it is, but you can never truly feel the outcome until you absolutely try everything. Whether it's in work or life, we often feel like we're riding a wave. The phrase, good conditions, ties into that. But waves don't bend to our desires. We pick our waves and try to ride it. Flow with it. We don't know if that wave is going to take us where we want to go when we're done riding it. You can think all you want, but you won't know until you try. In this tough world, it's about choosing the best wave you can. Masaaki Yuasa.